If you play online games, you've probably had that moment. You take the shot, everything looks right, and it just doesn't register. This is caused by high latency. And the question is, can something like ExitLag actually fix that? Well, instead of just guessing and creating a lot of suppositions, I decided to properly test it across multiple competitive games. I kept things simple and consistent. Short sessions in each game, testing both with and without ExitLag under the same conditions. But first, how does ExitLag work? In simple terms, ExitLag tries to optimize your connection to game servers. Instead of relying on your default internet route, it looks for more efficient paths to reduce delays and instability. After each game, I'll show a quick chart with the results. And at the end, we'll take a look at the full picture. Let's get into it. Fortnite shows a more interesting behavior. Without ExitLag, latency stayed between 52 and 55 milliseconds during stable periods. With ExitLag, it eventually stabilized around 34 milliseconds.
Enemy down. Jackass. And 4. Down you go. Now we're cooking.
Dominating.
Valorant, however, tells a different story. Both with and without ExitLag, the latency remained essentially the same during stable periods. Looking at Counter-Strike 2. During the most stable moments, the average latency stayed around 40 to 41 milliseconds without exit lag. With exit lag, it settled closer to 35.
Primary objective is to eliminate all targets. Valuable kill shipment in the AO. Expect opposition. Targets are up. Go take them down. Be advised, circle is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone. Keep clear of the circle. Get to the safe zone.
Warzone follows a similar pattern. During stable gameplay, latency averaged around 64 milliseconds without exit lag. With it enabled, it dropped to about 39. That's a substantial reduction, and one that translates into a more consistent experience overall. In Rainbow Six Siege, the difference is much more noticeable. Without exit lag, latency stayed above 60 milliseconds. With exit lag, it dropped to a stable range between 33 and 36. That's a clear improvement, and one that can directly impact reaction time in a tactical shooter.
Void jumping.
Beginning ring countdown.
Good. Yes, I'm inside the next ring.
Fuel harvesters are now available.
Moving on to Apex Legends. Here, the difference is immediately noticeable. Without exit lag, the average latency was around 76 milliseconds. But with exit lag enabled, it dropped to approximately 45 milliseconds. That's a reduction of over 30 milliseconds, which is a massive improvement. So after testing across multiple competitive games, the results are actually very clear. In games like Warzone, Rainbow Six Siege, and especially Apex Legends, the improvements were significant, with much lower latency and better overall stability. Apex, in particular, stood out, with a reduction of over 30 milliseconds, making it one of the biggest gains in the entire test. In Fortnite, despite an initial spike, the connection stabilized and still delivered better average results. In CS2, the improvement was smaller, but still noticeable in practice. And in Valorant, there was essentially no difference between using exit lag or not. So what does this tell us? Exit lag won't improve every game, but when your default routing isn't optimal, the impact can be very noticeable. If you're already getting low and stable latency, you probably won't see much difference. In the end, the results will depend on the type of connection you have and the routes your ISP chooses. If your routing is already good, the gains will likely be minimal. But if it's not, then the improvement can be significant. If you want to test it yourself, there's a link in the description with a 3-day free trial and no credit card required. And if you decide to try it through that link, it really helps support the channel and allows me to keep making these tests and reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.